And we're back with you here for another night of GNAC women's basketball from the West Gym. Howard Samura here, Red Leafs TV. Thanks for joining us as the Simon Fraser Red Leafs get to take on the toughest opponent they can possibly face right now in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, the visiting Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets here in town with that perfect 7-0 GNAC record. They're tearing it up 16-3 on the season, and they have been so dominant. Their most hotly contested league win, Central Washington coming within the 9 points. No one else has been within double digits in the GNAC in 7 games this season against Montana State Billings. A big task here for head coach Bruce Langford and his Red Leaf squad here who would love to get going. Simon Fraser, some success on the road away from the West Gym, but have struggled here at home this season with 1 win in total this season. So they would love to get over that and start to make the West Gym more of a home. 10-10 on the season heading in. As we get ready for this one, it's the first of 2 this weekend. Simon Fraser set to play this one, then play Seattle Pacific in a 7 p.m. game Saturday here at the West Gym. So a couple of great opponents, and Simon Fraser coming back off a split on the road last week. They started a week ago today at Western Oregon, getting a 77-63 win, but they couldn't keep it going the next day as they fell 59-55 at St. Martin's in Lacey, Washington. So with that record in the conference currently at 2-5, it's time to push the go button here for the Red Leafs. They'll be wearing their white home jerseys. Montana State Billings coming back out of the locker room now with 4:48 to go until the opening tip here, and getting ready to proceed with their warm-up under head coach Kevin Wooden. I saw head coach Wooden and head coach Langford chatting about life and hoops before the game. These 2 programs have been good rivals over the years here, the decade plus that Simon Fraser has been in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. Simon Fraser this season heading into today's play, and we're going to be going with Simon Fraser statistical numbers today compiled strictly from their GNAC games. So the 7 GNAC games they played, a large enough sample size, I think, today to head into those as we refer to the players today. The numbers, you're going to hear all of their GNAC numbers, and leading the way, no surprise, Jessica Wizotsky, the senior, the 6'2" guard forward out of Langley and Walnut Grove Secondary School. Started all 7 games, averaging 28 minutes a game and shooting the heck out of the basketball as she normally does. 47.3% overall from the field, 37.5% from beyond the 3-point arc, and averaging 15.4 points per game. 12 blocks is a tie for the team lead. So we're back with you. Sorry about that. Just looking at Jessica Wizotsky, and her sister as well is doing a terrific job here. Sophia Wizotsky, the 5'10 junior, also out of Langley's Walnut Grove Secondary School, averaging 26 minutes a game. And she too is shooting a good percentage from the field overall, 37-99, 37.4%. Sophia would love to pick up that 3-point shooting. 4 of 25 in GNAC play, shooting just 16%. She shoots it a lot higher than that, but coming off a game where she scored 15 points, just like her sister did in the loss at St. Martin's on Saturday. Sophia Wizotsky leading this Simon Fraser Red Leafs team in steals and second in assists over the 7 GNAC games, so some real productivity. And she'll look to step up her game, wearing number 5 for Simon Fraser, also expected to get the start. The GNAC player to watch this week, Gemma Cutler, the 6'2 junior out of North Vancouver St. Thomas Aquinas Regional. She's missed 2 league games, but in those 5 starts, 26.6 minutes per game. She is a blocking machine. Her 12 blocks are a tie for top spot on the team, but she's also ranked nationally in that category, averaging 9.4 points, 7.6 rebounds per game this season. That's Gemma Cutler out of St. Thomas Aquinas in North Vancouver. Also starting to really become an ensconced part of this starting lineup, Rachel Lukes, the pure freshman out of College Heights in Prince George, averaging 24 minutes a game and doing a lot of the dirty work here on this team. So great to see Rachel Lukes in her freshman season, shooting 48.6% from the field. That's 18 of 37. She's shooting not taking a lot of threes. 0 of 3 from three-point range in conference play, but that line score is 6.4 points, but 6.7 rebounds and 2 assists a game. Encouraging for the freshman Rachel Lukes, who we haven't got the starting lineup, but anticipate her to get a start here tonight. As well, McKenna Gardner, who has started all 7 games in the GNAC, averaging just under 25 minutes a game. And some real solid hustle stats that aren't always reflected in the box score from McKenna Gardner, but 3.3 rebounds per game, just over 2 assists a game, and doing a super good job distributing and working hard for the Simon Fraser team. McKenna Gardner, the junior out of Langley Christian. And we can also mention, as we get set for the start of this game here today, the local player to watch here who's actually done a good job here, Armand Dulé, the junior out of Panorama Ridge Secondary. It doesn't start, comes on, plays 15 minutes a game. She's shot 33% from beyond the arc, averaging 3.6 points, 3.4 rebounds per game in limited time. And we will get to many of the Montana State players, but we should mention right off the top, Kola Badbear. What a season she's had as a transfer senior. Kola Badbear played at Montana State last year, and some local connections that we'll get into there throughout the course of this game, but comes in averaging 16.1 points per game and 6.6 rebounds per game. Both of those numbers are going to lead her team in scoring and rebounding headed into this game. So keep your eyes open for Kola Badbear number 10, who has been a terrific transfer from Division I Montana State. Hear the buzzer now. They're going to have the playing of the anthems and the introductions of the starting lineups. We'll be back following those with the opening tip right here from the West Gym. Back with more of GNAC women's basketball in just a moment.
Before we begin, the Division II Conference Commissioners Association and the Division II Athletic Directors Association, GNAC, MSUB, and SFU, wish to recognize a very important part of tonight's game as a part of Division II Officials Appreciation Week. Often overlooked and underappreciated is the amount of time, effort, and dedication our officials give back to support the sport and our student athletes. Their commitment to safe and fair and competitive contests is a critical part of the student athlete experience. Division II, CCA, D2, ADA, GNAC, MSUB, and SFU ask you to join us in showing appreciation for their support of our student athletes at tonight's game by thanking them with a warm round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our officials. And now, basketball fans at this time, we do ask that you please rise if you are able, and please remove all caps for the playing of the American and Canadian national anthems. the guard, number 5, SFU. Starting at forward, number 10, Paula Ledbear. Starting at guard, number 12, Sheila Montague. Starting at guard, number 14, Courtney Nelson. Starting forward, number 30, Ronnie Boyce. Head coach of the Yellow Jackets, taking over the associate head coach, joining as assistant coach, Daniel Bear. And now, it's time to meet Thomas starting lineup for your SFU Red League. Starting guard, a junior from Billings, BC, McKenna Gardner. Starting guard, a junior from Langley, number 5, Sophia Wisocki. Starting forward, a junior from Vancouver, number 1, Gemma Cutler. Starting guard, a freshman from Bristol, number 12, Rachel Wu. And starting guard, a senior from Harley, BC, number 14, Jessica Wisocki.
And the starting lineup's now introduced for Simon Fraser, getting the starts as usual. The two Wisocki sisters, McKenna Gardner as well, Gemma Cutler. And I believe that is going to be Rachel Lukes as well in the starting group. Number 12 for Montana State Billings, number 5 Aspen Geese wearing number 5, Cola Badbear number 10. Shayla Montague, number 12, Courtney Nelson, number 14, and Diani Boyce wearing number 30, the Montana State Billings squad. What a team they've had with that 7-0 start, as we said. So keep an eye out there as Montana State Billings taking to the court, giving Simon Fraser all they can handle tonight. Should be a good one. And opening tip now underway, and that's Montana State Billings with Gise back to number 14, Nelson. Courtney Nelson passes out of the double team quickly. They take the big three wide open and knocking it down there. Shayla Montague. Montague shooting 37% from beyond the arc, 38 of 103. Those 104 attempts now on the season, easily the high on the team. Montague loves to let it fly, and she unfurled it there for the 3-0 lead. Sophia Wisocki back up top to sister Jessica. McKenna Gardner wearing number 2 quickly. 16-footer from Gemma just off the mark. Chased down by the Jackets, and here they come. Nelson. Bad Bear into the post, fading Boyce, unable to get a good shot. Got a great look at it. Montana State Billings ran the set well there, just couldn't get the finish they wanted. Had a wide open shot. Great head fake there. Wisocki, though, displaced by the ball by Montague. And here they come again, looking to build on that early 3-0 lead. There is such efficiency in the numbers, so it'll make your eyes pop out. You watch this team, but a turnover, which they so rarely do. The 12.2 turnovers per game as a team is number 5 in all of women's Division II NCAA basketball. You're not going to see this team squander its opportunities and lead points on the floor. They value possessions, and it's why they've had such an incredible start. What a great take to the basket there by Sophia Wisocki. Just couldn't find the finish there for number 5. Again, those SFU starters, Rachel Lukes, number 12 guarding right now with the two Wisocki sisters, Gemma Cutler and McKenna Gardner. Bad Bear, the skip inside to Montague. Great length there from Jay Wisocki. Handoff play to Gise. Shot clock down to 9. Tried to find the cutter. Simon Fraser read it perfectly, and they get the takeaway. Quickly down the floor they go. Gardner. Cutler now on the wing. Trying to work off the screen is Sophia. Off the window, Wisocki. Great drive to the basket. Gets the roll. Simon Fraser trails by 1 at 3-2. Thanks for joining us once again. Howard Simmer here with you on Red Leaf TV. Eitan Weisfeld, one of our producers. And as you'll notice, And Aiden Doherty as well, manning the controls. Sebastian Shu, one of our cameras here in the gym. Thanks to everybody on the Red Leaf TV crew. But I got to let you know, we've got the scoreboard on the screen, and we apologize to all the basketball fans that we haven't been able to get it. It was a very curious problem that took a lot of head scratching, and finally realized there was one computer in the school that wasn't allowing that score bar to appear on the screen. We've replaced it today, and bingo. So our apologies for that extended break. I'm not having the score on the screen. I hope you're enjoying everything here on Red Leaf. As the shot clock now down to 4. Great defensive stand by MSUB. Yellow Jackets 7-0. They are 5-1 on the road. Great take to the basket there. Lukes is going to get the foul from behind and hitting the floor hard there. Number 14, Courtney Nelson, shaking that one off as she gets set to take a couple of free throws here. 3-2 the score. Opening with that Dione Boyce triple. And Sophia Wazotsky driving to the basket for the lay-in. 3-2. Low scoring over the first 3 minutes and 8 seconds of play here as Nelson cues it up. Courtney Nelson from Scobie, Montana, Scobie High School, 29.6 minutes per game. She leads the team in minutes per game, but it's a large contingent there in that tight rotation of players who are getting pretty even minutes here within this starting group of the 7-0 Yellow Jackets. Here's Jessica Wazotsky, and she is putting it on the floor, and the foul's going to get called. Shayla Montague getting called for the foul there, her first team foul. This team coached Montana State Billings by Kevin Wooden. Of course, Bruce Langford, the longtime head coach here at Simon Fraser, the coach throughout their entire NCAA duration. Jessica Wazotsky for 3 just off the front iron. Down the court they come. Danielle Zahn now checked into the game wearing number 21. Cola Bad Bear into the high post. Great little turnaround with a little stick it to him there by Dione Boyce to create the space, but she couldn't make it fall. Sophia trailing on the play. Wazotsky to Jessica Wazotsky. Takes it right to the rack, lays it up and in. 5-4 SFU pulling to within 1 again. The Wazotsky sisters with the first 2 baskets of this game. The 2 leading scorers on this team in GNAC play. Jessica Wazotsky coming in averaging 15.4 points per game. Cross court they go back to Zahn. She puts her head down. Simon Fraser is doing a good job here defensively. Just schematically, as Grace Killens, the Super 6 player off the bench, now in wearing number 1. Killens, as usual, playing her great 6-person role off the bench here for the Red Leafs. First sub of the game for Simon Fraser, the former Centennial Centaur, now with the basketball to Wazotsky. Gets it right back. Grace just playing catch on the perimeter here as they try to get a quality look. Sophia to Gemma Cutler underneath. What a great cut by Gemma Cutler as she goes to the rim. Lays it up and in, and Simon Fraser taking their first lead of the game here at 6-5. Armand Dulé as well. Panorama Ridge of Surrey, number 21 into the game as well for Simon Fraser. Ooh, a double team collapsing on Boyce, and a foul gets called against the Red Leafs. Sophia Wazotsky getting called. Her second team foul. At the midway mark of this opening quarter of play from the West Gym. Just nice to have a mild January day here. No ice, no snow. I missed the last Thursday broadcast because of women's basketball. As a timeout called on the floor, the first media timeout. Because there was an absolute quagmire of ice and snow at the bottom of Burnaby Mountain, and so many struggled to get here. Sports Information Director Wilson Wong, of course, throwing on the headphones and jumping in and doing the play-by-play in that contest. But the conditions were crazy, and it's about a 40-minute drive from my home that ended up taking 4 hours. So, so glad to have the nice, clean, clear roads to the top of Burnaby Mountain here today to do our Red Leaf broadcast. Simon Fraser men on the road today. Their tip-off earlier at Northwest Nazarene. Steve Hansen's Simon Fraser team 1-6, able to get that first GNAC conference victory. And it came a week ago tomorrow in a rescheduled game that they had played against the Fairbanks Nanooks. And Simon Fraser with a decisive 28-point victory there, but they were unable to get past a tough Anchorage team the next night. So 1-6, and as Coach Hansen is saying, time for his team to start winning if they want to start getting serious about that last playoff spot in the GNAC. That journey has already begun down in Nampa, Idaho tonight for Steve Hansen and the SFU men to take on the Nighthawks of Northwest Nazarene. Coming out of the timeout, Simon Fraser shooting 3 of 6 from the field to start the game. Nice cozy 50% here as they lead 6-5 as Dione Boyce now at the free throw line. The Winnipeg, Montana native, Dione Boyce, makes them both. She's an 86% free throw shooter. You'd probably call her the number 1 free throw shooter on the team just by volume and makes. That is a hefty number that she's able to put up with consistency. Dulé had a good look at 3, wanted the quick hit there, couldn't get it. Battle on the baseline for that loose ball. It's going to go off Gemma Cutler. So Montana State Billings now with the basketball as they come back off the court with Danielle Zahn, Florence, Montana native. Averaging just under 5 points a game as she comes off the bench here. Simon Fraser. Natalie Charity, the freshman from the UK, now into the basketball game wearing number 4. Shot clock now down to 5. What a take to the basket there. Thought that was going to go, but it doesn't for Shyla Montague. Billings with a 7-6 lead. Down to 4 minutes left here in this opening quarter of play. Charity, that one almost intercepted, saved by some quick thinking there by Sophia Wazotsky. Shot clock now at 10, 4 minutes to the break, to the end of the quarter rather. Here's Charity, driving. She gets rid of it. 3, Wazotsky has to shoot it, but she's going to get fouled with a second on the shot clock. Not what head coach Kevin Wooden wanted to see there. The foul called against Montana State Billings. Simon Fraser will inbound on the baseline. Lainey Shelby, number 20, now out of Langley Christian, coming into the game. Sophia Wazotsky getting a break here after 6 minutes and 10 seconds of action in the starting group. Charity now inbounding to delay. Killens for 3. Oh, skirts off the iron into the arms of Kola Badbear. Team's leading scorer and rebounder, gets her team back up the floor. Zahn inside. Great play by Dulé. She hits the deck. A scramble for a loose ball. What a great play there by the Jackets. They kick it back out and get a 3 ball. Well, it was Zahn, I believe, that got the shot, but what perseverance in the paint by the Yellow Jackets to kick that ball out for a 10-6 lead. Killens down to Cutler off the back iron. Into the arms of Williams. Chloe Williams. Ryland Quirk will check in at the next stoppage for the Red Leafs. Double team comes in. What a job Dulé is doing defensively. As part of a double team underneath, there's Shelby. So quick down the floor, can't get the finish she wants on that one. Everything but score for Lainey Shelby. Zahn getting some minutes running the point here. She's a senior, as we mentioned, out of Florence, Montana. Here she is, elbow jumper just inside the three-point arc, is going to fall shy. Pinball's back up top, queued up for the 3, and bingo. Chloe Williams knocks it down. Chloe Williams from Liberty Lake, Washington, not known as one of the top three-point shooters, but everybody can shoot it on this MSUB squad, it seems. Just think this team shoots it at 39.9% from beyond the arc. They just fill it with the three ball. And that's why if you take one or two possessions off, you're going to find yourselves down by double digits if you're not careful. They are so dynamic. Coming in with that 7-0 record. Natalie Charity coming out of the game. McKenna Gardner back in. So two Langley Christian players in Lainey Shelby, number 20, McKenna Gardner, number 2. And I see Danielle Gardner, the Langley Christian coach, watching from the stands, watching her daughter McKenna, and of course Lainey Shelby as well. Both played for her through great high school careers at Langley Christian. Turnaround move in the post. Dione Boyce getting called for the offensive foul. Boyce is a lively, active player in the post. That's Dione, D-Y-A-U-N-I, 5'11 junior. As we mentioned, the second leading scorer behind Bad Bear at 14.8 points per game. Here's Shelby back up top to Dulé. Laney baseline. Oh, and displaced to the ball as she looked for the reverse, but Cola Bad Bear there to get the stop. Kick it back out. Three so dangerous from this team that doesn't fall for Aspen Gise. Here's Kola for three. Doesn't go, and ripped away by Jessica Wazotsky. Simon Fraser sure could use a basket right now, just in terms of the lead slipping away, the 7-point lead, the largest of the game now. There's Quirk, and Ryland Quirk. She might not have appeared on the scouter for MSUB, but she knows what she's doing when she nails that turnaround jumper. The freshman out of Gresham, Oregon. Averaging 1.1 points per game, but she knocks down the jumper there. Five-point deficit here. Simon Fraser, 57.8 seconds left in the quarter, and on defense now. The inbound coming for the Jackets from Williams to Bad Bear. Cross court she goes. Courtney Nelson. Nelson drives through, cuts through the defense. She just knifed through the Simon Fraser defense, lays it up and in. The lead back to 7 with 43 seconds left in this quarter, 15-8. Wazotsky wants the three, and she will stroke the triple. 15-11, a big-time three from Jay Wiz. About a 3-second difference in the clocks here as Aspen Gise inside. Bad Bear sheds Quirk underneath, turns and lays it up and in for a 6-point lead. Simon Fraser shot clock off, 14 seconds remaining. Gardner can't find an outlet. A cutter is Dulé. She bumps her check into the paint, can't get it to go. Dulé got a look, just couldn't find the finish. 17-11 the score after 1 quarter of play here for the West Gym. Red Leafs TV back with more in just a moment. And the horn brings us back for the start of the second quarter play. And we talked about efficiency right off the top. This Montana State Billings team just are a perfect example of just maximizing everything on the floor. The fundamental statistics of a box score speak louder with some teams than others, and they speak volumes for Montana State Billings. 3 of 5 from beyond the arc in that opening quarter, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Simon Fraser, 1 of 4 from 3 and did not get to the stripe. So those numbers really are the difference here. And Shelby now with the basketball. Great take to the basket there. Simon Fraser, 3 driving layups that have not gone. 2 of them by Wazotsky and 1 by Dulé. And those are big ones you want back here in a game of this magnitude. A game and a victory here against a team like this can really set you up for the second half of your season. But Montana State Billings, much easier said than done. The power underneath, off the bench, right there from, oh, excuse me, that was Bad Bear. Was able to score it in her wheelhouse there. Playing with Mara Dykstra of Sir Winston Churchill last year, who was a young and upcoming player, obviously playing tonight for Montana State. And great to see that connection here in the gym. The travel called there. The timeout called on the floor. We'll keep it right here. 19-11, and this is one of those games where you really want to match what Montana State Billings is doing. And what do you do against a team like this? Perhaps you huddle in the timeout right now and try to throw some curveballs here, because 11 points through the first 11 minutes. You want to get beyond that pace here for Simon Fraser. Simon Fraser's scorers in that opening quarter of play. 5 points for Jessica Wazotsky, of course, who hit the 3 ball. The only triple for Simon Fraser, and 2 apiece from Rylan Quirk off the bench, Sophia Wazotsky and Gemma Cutler. Scoring for the Montana State Billings, Courtney Nelson had 4 at the quarter. 3 points from 3 different players, Shayla Montague, Danielle Zahn, and Chloe Williams, and 2 apiece for Cola Badbear, who just scored in the post, and Dione Boyce as well, who hit both of hers from the free throw line. As we mentioned, top 3 in 19 of 21 GNAC team categories. Montana State Billings. I started charting stuff and writing stuff and ran out of room, flat out ran out of room. The number 1 offense in the conference at 79.4, the number 1 defense in the conference at 53.1, and the number 1 margin, overall scoring margin at a plus 26.3. And you got to consider Western Washington, a great team, is at plus 16.1. They're a full 10 points. So off the big 3 by Shelby. Shelby again with the basketball. And that one intercepted by Bad Bear, but a big triple there, much needed for Simon Fraser. Shelby using her quicks all over the floor right now, but they give up the bucket inside. So 7 points to deficit here. Wazotsky aggressively, what a take to the basket by Jay Wiz, number 14, as she finds a sliver and gets it to go in off the glass there. 21-16. Look at the pressure defense. The double team there almost results in a turnover. Simon Fraser has MSUB playing a little frenzied, but can they steady the ship with a 3 ball? Bad Bear off the mark. Williams back up top. She goes to Gisei. Here's Sophia down the floor. Oh, Wazotsky had a great look at it, and she's going to answer in the definitive if you ask her, can I do that one again? She's looking to the heavens and going, how did I miss that? Sophia Wazotsky, so determined, is getting to the rim. She has missed a couple of driving lay-ins. I think the positive from her perspective and Simon Fraser is she's beating her player off the dribble, and she's getting to the rim with consistency. She's just not finishing. There's Gisei, the 5'8" junior guard from Fort Benton, Montana, with the basketball. And Sofia Wazowski getting called for the foul, her second of the game, and it's a second team foul as well. Rachel Lukes checking out of the game. Checking in, looks like Kyra Stewart now into the game wearing number 23. Good to see Kyra in there, the redshirt sophomore from San Clemente, California. Here's Wazowski whirling back up top, Shelby. Sofia for three off the front iron, had a good look at that one. Simon Fraser's getting their looks. They're hanging tough against GNAC number 1 here from the West Gym. Queued up, and a couple of missed threes here for a team that's shooting 40% as a team from the arc, so they come in droves for the Yellow Jackets. They're unable to hit that one. Sofia now with the basketball. Back up top to Shelby. Sofia one-on-one in the post, gets this one to go. She's not going to give up on the dribble drive and does a great job beating Aspen Gise. Now Shelby, a takeaway. Dulé with a three goes in and out. And we talked about coming out with a curveball out of that timeout.